your life might not look like the people around you, your families, your friends. It might not be normal to them. Because each and every one of us is made for our own path. We are not designed to have the same life as our parents. We aren't meant to have the same ones as our siblings, our twin, our friend, our best friend. Because we're all different. We have different resources, we have different privileges, we have different experiences and opportunities. And we shouldn't be ashamed of that. We shouldn't be ashamed of the gifts that we have and the opportunities that we have simply because other people don't have it and have them and have what we have had and have learned and been able to experience, both the good and the bad. Because so often people project their fear, their love, their worry, their uncertainty, their insecurity for your future, just because it doesn't look like theirs. And that's okay. Because you can separate yourself in your mind from their experiences and what you want from your life and out of your life. Because you were given this one life for a reason. I don't know it. You don't know it. We don't know what that purpose, that reason is yet. But we'll get there. Just because our journey doesn't look like A, B, C, D, E, or doesn't look traditional, that's okay. You can do so many different things in your life. You can have so many different experiences that build off of so many different things that get you to that point. The amount of people I have talked to have switched up their careers so many times, and they are so thankful that they had that experience, because without it, they wouldn't have been as successful as they were today and as they are today. Like, I am so passionate about advocating for that your journey, your life does not need to be entry level, promotion manager. You're allowed to go from entry to manager to C-level suite back to entry level to maybe even manager. Every single place you visit is that time, is that opportunity, that excuse to learn a skill that is meant for your future self. Literally, a woman that I spoke with, I want to say 2 years ago. No, a year ago. Because this was the spring break before my last internship. She told me that she got her PhD. She did it in 4 years, which is crazy. And she went into industry, I think, and she went from businesses, and she got super duper high up. And then the culture changed because administration changed. So she jumped ships to a completely different company. 20 years after being at a company. 20. Or even more. I couldn't even tell you. But it's longer than I've been alive. And she took that faith. She took that leap of faith on herself. She bet on herself. When no one else. Like, you have to put all your eggs in your own basket because no one else will put their eggs in you. No one's gonna bet their money on you because you have to be that person for yourself. Your life is not meant to look like someone else's dream for you, because that's not your dream. Whether it's your friends, your parents, your sisters, your brothers, your uncle. Their idea life for you is not yours find your own, because the more you let people influence you, the more you let other ideas seep into you, that you just have to get by, that you just have to suck it up, that you should be grateful and deal with it, or that you should just be complacent and deal with it. Like, this is your life. You can't be miserable unless you allow it. Unless you allow yourself to be miserable and think, woe's me, woe's me. You're in control of it, honey. And I'm so guilty of this past week of being, I don't really like this. What am I gonna do? And that's what I've struggled with this entire week. I felt lonely. I felt so lost. I felt so just, what am I doing? But it's come from a rough time. It's come from rough conversations. And at the end of the week, it's finally clicked that my life is not meant to look like someone else's dream life for me. Because someone else cares about the accolades, the awards, the accomplishments that I've had and I'm extremely grateful for. And at the same time, I'm ready to move forward from them. I'm ready to branch off from my previous self, because I'm ready for that new adventure. I'm ready to be more than what I even know I'm capable of. And I want you to do that exact same thing, to know that you are more capable than you can ever imagine in your life. What you think on the tip of the iceberg, what you can imagine yourself doing. Because this life is yours. I will say this a million trillion times. This life is yours, and you are responsible for the action that you take. You're responsible for every single thing that you do, because it's your life. It's no one else's life. No matter how mad your family member gets at you, no matter how angry that friend gets at you for living your authentic, true self life, as long as you're happy, as long as you're actually set on fire. Like, I know it's so cheesy, but I love that saying though. Be the person that you're meant to be, and you will set the world on fire. Silence. Crickets. I'll say it again. Be the person you're meant to be, and you will set the world on fire. Simple as that. Find your passion, find your joy, and you can do it. Like, I get so passionate about that. I live that. I breathe that. I love having a blank canvas and doing what you want to do, what you imagine. Like, literally, I'm painting this cute little thing ever. Okay, I'll have to show it to you when I'm done with it. But it's like, the things that we do things to us. I'm gonna paint it and I'm gonna do it. And a blank canvas, and I saw it on Pinterest. And then this other one, I literally have 3 of them because I've been here for 4 weeks. So I want to do one every single week. But I've been slacking last weekend because I went to a spring. And so I painted this. I tried doing a stamp theme, but I don't think a stamp came across. But I love doing fruit. These are all watercolors, by the way. Yeah, that's that one. Love a little haul from this rinky-dink Crayola set. Doesn't matter the paint, matters the artist. Anyways, and then this one, I love this one. I love languages, and so there's, oh wait, this is all in Spanish, but yeah, literally did this myself. Pat on the back, me. But yeah, I love doing stuff like this. And then I'm trying to think. And then I did this one too, as you guys have seen. And so yeah, it's like Italian, French, Portuguese, and Spanish. So we love languages. And I think just when you can kind of take that love and put it into something, you create something beautiful for yourself and create your authentic life. And I think what I've kind of personally experienced is just like having people's concerns for me in what I want to do. And having that be a certainty when in reality life is so uncertain. It's amazing to have plans and it's amazing to do such and such. And at the same time, you have to be open. You have to be willing to take that risk on yourself to be able to do this and fully, truly believe in yourself. Because no one else is going to believe in you. Like, at the end of the day, you're the one that has to have that fire in you. Even when there's nothing, even when you lose motivation, discipline, grit, you're the only one who can show up for yourself. Like, literally today, I was very I couldn't sleep, so I woke up this morning and I finished most of that painting, the fruit one. And so then I was like, oh, 6:30, let me go for a run. So I went for a run, came back at 7:30. And in my head, I was like, I'm gonna go swim later. And so I go walk to the library and I need my card. And I'm like, shoot, I don't have my card. So that means I can't get into the pool. So I walk back to my apartment once it stops raining. I find my card and I'm like, man, I'm exhausted because I didn't sleep last night. And so then I took a nap and I'm like, oh, I need to go to the pool, but I don't want to go to the pool. But I'm like, Emma, you have the opportunity to go swim outside. You have the opportunity to go swim outside. So I was like, fine, I'll go swim outside. So I did. Literally that entire time, I did not want to swim. There was someone in the lane. I wasn't in the mood. I wasn't in the mental space. And I'm like, Emma, just focus on this one warm-up. Focus on this one kick set. This one pull set. Just swim some 25s. And then I felt better. I've been so sore because I've been swimming like way so much. Anyways, besides the point. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Emma, I don't want to do this. And I'm like, okay, just do 450s, 100 or 25 butterfly, 25 freestyle. Just do 4 of them. I'm like, okay. And so then I just slowly did that. And then I was like, okay. Or I did that breaststroke. And then so I'm like, okay, now do butterfly to backstroke. I'm like, fine, I'll do 4. And then I did backstroke to breaststroke. And I was like, fine, I'll do 4. And then I was like, fine, this is your last thing that you have to do. It's about an hour. It's like, literally it was like 5:52. Or it was like 52 on the minute. Like 52. And I'm like, Emma, if you just do 4 of these 100s, you can get out, you can cool down, and you'll be done. And so then I did it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I did it once, okay, I can do it again. I can do it again, I'm halfway, I can do it halfway. Emma, this is your 3rd one, you only have 1 more, okay. And then I cooled down for literally 15 minutes after just like literally swimming around like a child. 15 minutes of doing that. Didn't have a coach, didn't have a workout obviously planned, but I knew I still wanted to internally swim, but I mentally didn't want to swim. That's what you have to do. You have to literally coach yourself. You have to talk and baby talk yourself. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Like, you're gonna sound goofy, you're gonna sound dumb. Just do a little bit more. Stop trying to overthink it. Just stop. Give yourself like 2 minutes to do it, to overthink it, and then go. Like in swimming, when our coach is like, get into the water on the top, that means like the clock is increasing every second. That's how it works. And so it'll eventually get to the next minute, and they're like, get it on the top. And we're like, and it's like a minute. So you give yourself a minute of, I don't want to do this, 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 I don't want to do this. You do that for a minute, and they're like, get your butt in the water. And then we're like, okay, go. That's how life is. Give yourself the time. Give yourself a second to complain, to not want to do it. Once you give yourself that time, go. I mean, you're the one living your life. You're the one that's either going to be defined by the way that people talk and predict safe manner, or take a risk on yourself and do it. Because you have such opportunities waiting for you. Once you take that step, once you take that leap of faith, you just have to trust in yourself. So often we neglect the potential that we have because we're scared. Simply because we're scared. Literally, my roommate told me, she like said this like it was nothing. She literally told me that she has like a very prestigious award for literature, like writing competition. And I'm like, oh, you're a chemistry major. And she's like, I'm really nervous about submitting these poems to this publication. And I'm like, girl. And she's like, I know. And the worst thing that happens is that they say no. And I literally repeated that same thing when she said it too. We both said, you don't know what you don't try for. Like, I forget the exact words, but she was basically, we were both agreeing that, like, you don't know unless you try. That's literally what we said. You don't know unless you try. And I think that feeling of failure is way sweeter than that taste of regret. Think about it, that concept of that 80-year-old, the rocking chair. Imagine yourself when you're 80. Are you gonna think about the failure that you've had and be like, man, I wish I wouldn't have failed and tried that? Because you figure it out. You learn how to deal with it. You find ways to deal with it. You don't just, man, that sucks. What am I gonna do? And sit there for 10 years. No, you figure it out. If it takes you 10 years to figure it out, then it's better than 11. I mean, financial hardships, like, have always been prevalent, to be fully honest. And at the same time, we've been fine. We figured it out. I don't know a single family who hasn't gone through financial hardships and hasn't figured it out. Like, literally, I've heard stories of parents living paycheck to paycheck and below poverty and still somehow feeding their kids, somehow still figuring it out, still providing the best thing that they can given their resources. And that's because they believe in themselves, that they don't have any other option. It's either a rock or a hard place, and you gotta do it. You gotta climb. You have a rock and a hard place, and the only way is up. You can use both sides of the hardship to go up. Don't forget that. Because with pressure and two hard things, you grow. Like, literally think of, like, there's like this show, and it was like this obstacle course, and like people had to like go from obstacle to obstacle, and one of the last obstacles was a glass wall, and it was a wide glass wall, and people did it. People stretched to their limit and made it across the obstacle. It's not very doable by many people, but it's done by a few. It's only impossible until it's done. It was only impossible to get to the moon until it was done. You're that done. You're that person that gets that stuff done. Once you stop listening to the voices, to the people who say it can't be done. So I want to leave you with this. After like a 20-minute long video, as you can tell, I'm extremely passionate about this. Live your life. Live your life as authentically as you can. Put your emotion, put your everything into the one thing that you love and enjoy and that you're passionate about. Because it will be seen, it will be shown, it will be very prevalent of what you're passionate about. Because once you, oh my goodness, once you find that thing that you were genuinely made for, you will set the world on fire. And I think it's Gandhi. Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world. So set that world on fire. Be that change. Literally be that change. And you will set that world on fire. Like, I could talk about this for hours, but you know, you just gotta do it. You gotta stop listening to those voices. It's okay. I'm gonna continue, but it's like that saying, do not take advice from people you don't want to live their life. Meaning, if somebody's living a lifestyle that you do not want to live, and they give you advice, take it, extract the information that you need, and say thank you, give it back. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to take everything as your own, because you don't want to live that lifestyle. You don't want to live that way. So, with that being said, girl, boy, you, live your life, you. Like, live your life, you. Like, that's like probably gonna be the title of the thumbnail of this. Because you're responsible for your emotions, you're responsible for your outcome. So take that and use it as like I don't even know how to describe it, as like something, as like a snuggly sweater, you know? That you have the power to control your life, and you have the power to be the best person that you can be. Even through the hardships, even through those comments that don't believe in you. That you can use every single thing to your advantage. So do it. Believe in yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to set the world on fire once you believe in yourself. Food for thought.